那么接下来，让我们有请 Optum 公司 CTO Stephen Device 先生为我们带来澳大利亚 Optum 分享如何协助全球顶级酒店为旅客提供智慧连接服务的主题演讲。Next, let's welcome Mr. Stephen Device, CTO of Opticom, who will deliver a speech on Australia's Opticom explains how to help the world's top hotels offer guests smart connection services. Let's welcome.
Daja Shia Wuhao. I've been practicing that all day. So, first of all, I just want to talk a little bit about Opticom. We've been operating for 11 years. We're predominantly a telecommunications carrier, but around about 7 years ago, we got involved in what we termed an integrated communications network. We're a government-compliant telecommunication carrier. In Australia, there's what's called the National Broadband Network, and we deliver and are part of that capability to deliver broadband into businesses and homes. And because of that, and because we've been around for 11 years, we are extremely well trusted by a lot of businesses and developers who use our services. So what we hope for and what we are trying to deliver is a unified communications infrastructure. When I started in doing fibre to the home back in 2000, one of the things that I envisaged was that fibre to the home was a lot more than what was termed back then triple play. I used the term multi-play because it needed to be able to deliver more than just a broadband, a telephone, and a video service. The other thing that we really try and hope that we achieve is on-time delivery for every single one of our projects. Because we have consumers and businesses, we're building a new building or we're building a new housing estate, it's really important then when people move into this building, the telecommunications infrastructure and the ICT infrastructure for the building is ready to go. In a smart building environment, in Australia, you can't actually get certification and people can't occupy the building unless our telecommunications infrastructure is in place. So we've had a lot of success over an extended period of time. There's some pretty big projects that we've been involved in Australia. $6 billion Barangaroo project is perhaps one of the best known ones, but also a project that we've just finished and I was heavily involved in both from the selling but also through to the deployment because it was our very first hotel that we did, was the Aloft Hotel in Perth, which I'll talk about shortly. So our cooperation with Huawei has been really quite successful. This is the third year that I've come to the Huawei Connect conference. I always enjoy coming to it. I find out a lot of new technology and so on. But one of the things I like dealing about with Huawei is that the technology that they deliver really is first-class and world-class technology. So we first came in contact with Huawei in 2010. And we deployed our first system, our first GPON system in 2011. That system today is still running with the same firmware that was deployed in 2011. Its uptime is into the several thousand days. The system is rock solid. And one of the reasons why we like dealing with Huawei is not only, and beside that, I don't like that other company that starts with C, is we find that their products are very competitive, technology, they're very advanced, they provide a lot of professional support to our organisation, so they value add to what we're providing. They're part of our puzzle that we put together. In 2014, we moved into the enterprise division with Huawei and started diversifying in some of the projects that we're doing. So rather than just fibre to the home, we got involved more and more into these smart buildings. So, Aloft Hotel. I'm not sure if you're aware of Aloft. So it's part of the Marriott brand now. It was part of the, I've forgotten the name, Starwood Group, but Marriott bought Starwood last year. So fairly big brand, 122 countries, over 6,000 hotels, 30 brands. And this hotel, so Aloft is designed for the, what we term in Australia is called the yuppie, the young up-and-coming executive. It's a very sassy hotel. Sassy sort of means, having a bit of attitude. It's very stylish and sophisticated. So it's a really interesting hotel to actually go into, and you can sort of see even from the picture there what it sort of looks like. So one of the great things that we did on this project was to completely change about the way buildings are built in Perth, built in Australia. In Australia, the construction industry has an approach of, we've just got to build it so it lasts long enough for what's called the defects liability period or the warranty period. After that, we don't care. Our approach is very different. We want to be involved in the project over a long period of time. We want to be able to deliver services over that project. We want to be proud of what we're delivering and be able to support the project going forward, over 5-10 years. We don't like seeing things becoming, breaking down after a short period of time. So the Aloft Hotel, we started off, we laid the gigabit passive optical network. So in a traditional building, we would see a network for the CCTV, a network for the intercom, a network for the Wi-Fi, a network for the IT department, a network for the comms, a network for the BMS, a network for the EMS. They'd all be disparate networks. In some buildings, I've actually seen up to 8 different networks being deployed. Our approach was take all those networks and put them onto one infrastructure. Converge the campus network down to a common, easily supported and manageable infrastructure. So the intercom, the CCTV, the routing, the switching, the Wi-Fi, the unified communications, firewall, IT servers, electronic access control system, the free and pay TV service, the electronic locks, the digital signage, the room management systems, the EMS and the BMS, the background music, the AV systems, and also the IPTV and video on demand. That was all laid on one network. One fibre did all of this. And I've pointed out, these are all the Huawei products that we actually used in this network. There's some very unique things about this project. So in hotels, you'll see a lot of the card locking systems or key locking systems. So one of the most popular ones around the world is a system called Vinguard. This was the first deployment anywhere in the world of its latest V2 generation Essence locks. Nowhere had it been deployed. We didn't find out about this until about 3 months before the hotel opened, and we were starting to panic a little bit because the locks weren't turning up because they were still in final stages of production. So that got a bit scary there towards the end. But the key thing about these locks is that this lock, and you can see it just here, is communicating to this device over here, which is the room management system. And I'll come back to that in a minute. So every single lock within the hotel is running Zigbee, and it's online. So you can see the status of that door, the status of that lock, and it also integrates into the energy management system and the building management system to be able to give a very sophisticated control over the energy consumption within the building, as well as producing a really great experience for the consumer. These locks also have a Bluetooth interface in them, so you can come and register on your mobile phone, bypass the front desk. It's told you what room you've been allocated, walk up, Bluetooth on your phone, badge the lock, unlock, in you go. Same with the lifts. The other was the room management system. So this is a product from Interrel. Pardon me. This is a product from Interrel, and this was a world first deployment as well, because this integrated with the lock system. So when you entered the room, the lights would come on, the TV would come on, the air conditioner would go back to the set point that you had left it when you last left the room. It's got an intelligent sensor on it. You can sort of see there's it's not on there, there's a little sensor just in here. You control the fans and all that type of stuff. So this actually operates as a PID in a air conditioning sense. But it also controlled the lights within the room, and then all the light switches in the room were all momentary light switches. So, you know, there wasn't a mechanical toggle switch occurring or anything like that. And we can control all the lighting, we control the blinds in the room, we control the air conditioner in the room, we can the demister on the mirror, and so on. The other aspect is when we check in at the front desk property management system goes and tells the room management system, turn the air conditioner on, start cooling the room to that temperature that the guest would prefer. And then we had this video on demand system, which also integrates into the digital signage system. And this would not be possible, this integration would not be possible if it wasn't for the gigabit passive optical network that we layered all these services on top. So some of the other things that we did, so we deployed a Huawei Wave 1 generation, actually, product throughout the hotel to give internet coverage. But what we also did is that Telstra, which is one of the major mobile operators in Australia, they hadn't deployed a distributed antenna system into the hotel. So the reception in the hotel was really bad. So we actually integrated, excuse me, we actually integrated the network into the Telstra mobile net. So you could actually make a Wi-Fi call, you could be on a mobile call, walk into the hotel if you're pre-registered on the Wi-Fi and pre-registered with Telstra Wi-Fi roaming, you would actually just switch to the Wi-Fi straight away. Not every Wi-Fi network can do that. It needs to be properly designed and it needs to have the capability to deliver that functionality. We had 6 different virtual Wi-Fi networks configured in there, and it was fully integrated into the property management system. Again, the same as the room management system, and that was integrated into also the TV system. So you could pull out your mobile phone or pull out your tablet. You could have your TV displayed up there. You could bring up whatever content that you wanted on your tablet and cast it straight away onto the TV. Completely integrated. The audio-visual system, that was to die for. It would actually put a lot of nightclubs to shame. Everything, there was six meeting rooms and a ballroom. Everything that could go up and down and turn on and off was network enabled. You could take your iPad, your tablet, your PC, your MacBook, you could cast data over the Wi-Fi to your presentation. You could plug into the HDMI, which would be converted into IP over the network through the presentation. There was a video conference, there was room conference, all networked through that. The video conference and the room and the audio conference was networked into the Huawei unified communication systems that we deployed. So really important to be able to deliver this level of capability over the one network. So I see I'm running out of time here, so I'll have to speed this up. So this is a large overview of the building. Each floor had building management system interfaces and so on. This is the guest room configuration, the IPTV. This is the core network with the Huawei servers, the OLT, the firewalls, the core switch, the UC, the AC, and so on. And so we've created this model for hotels where, depending on whether you're a 3-star, 4-star, 5-star hotel or 6-star hotel, as to the capability and functionality that we're going to deliver over this network. So what are the benefits and value that this all brings? Well, one of the things I find about the Huawei GPON product, and we see that from what I mentioned earlier, it is light years ahead of its competitors. And it gives us this smooth integration and migration from one generation to the next. It also gives us a lower total cost of ownership and ensures that we can deliver capability and functionality for today, but also for tomorrow, and to be able to continue to support that. So that same product that we first installed back in 2011, it's still working today, and it's still supported by Huawei today. And because of the fact that Huawei has so many different products, it does mean that we have more revenue opportunities both for ourselves and for Huawei to integrate these two systems together. So some of the future plans, we're working with Huawei on our new MPLS core network in doing an upgrade. We're evaluating their intelligent video surveillance system as a service, a smart city Wi-Fi rollout for a lot of the projects, and joint marketing collaboration with Huawei for passive optical LANs. Sheshe.
Thank you for your brilliant speech. Please take a seat.